Hello racing fans, and a warm welcome to our Gallop TV preview show for Tuesday the 23rd of January. We race on the Vaal Classic track, and the entire week is a build-up to the World Sports Betting Cape Town Met on this Saturday. So Alistair Cohen, as always, joining us. It's a 9-race card, so race 1 doesn't form part of the exotics. And Alistair, how's this card looking for you, and how are you doing?
Yeah, Dees, first and foremost, I'm doing well. Thanks. I trust you are too. To all the viewers, to all racing fans, we hope that it's a successful build-up to the World Sports Betting Cape Town Met. The weather forecast countrywide, I looked at just before we started recording, is perfect. It couldn't be any better for racing. And how do I find the card for a Vaal Tuesday right up there with some of the more favourable ones? I'll be disappointed if we don't make money. Good, successful day on Saturday. PA arrived, paid nicely. Let's continue into the end of this month.
Okay, away we go. Race number 1. Juvenile plate over 1,000 meters for the fillies, and I haven't seen this type of betting in a while. In fact, there will be an adjustment now, a further adjustment, because it's her way, is a scratching now. I've just taken that down, and she was the only other horse that was priced up in the betting at 5-1, and Almond C was at 2-10. So I wonder what price now Almond C. Your guess is as good as mine after the scratching of It's Her Way.
Yeah, these, without trying to overcomplicate this, I suppose the way to try and make money is who's going to run second. Could well be the stable companions, number 1 Almond C, number 3 Golden Chandelier, who ran just a week ago. There was money for Golden Chandelier. She didn't rip up any trees, but there's not much form elsewhere with the scratching of number 4. It's Her Way, and the inevitability of number 1 Almond C. There's no such thing as a racing certainty, but if she doesn't win, then there'll be punters running for cover. So like I said, it's a matter of finding ways to make money. You're not going to make money backing number 1 Almond C on the nose, but she should come home lonely, Dees. It looks like the easiest opening that you can imagine.
Yeah, she was super impressive first time out, as we know, number 1 Almond C, and you just have to play some trifectas, quartets, exactas with her as a banker. The bipod will begin in race number 2. It's a maiden plate, 1,600 meters, Alistair. At the time of recording, number 1 will now be, number 2 will now be parted by Philesanem Kholi, 9-2. Number 3 at 7-1. Number 6 at 8-1. And then we have Marauding Horde, Mike the Cox runner, who is 4.5 to 10. So this race meeting is starting off in the red, and guys will try and buy some money. Alistair, race 1, I don't know what price, as I mentioned, that horse will be, but they'll possibly say, let's just play it into Marauding Horn and just bank a cash and get a return on our rand.
These, I'm banking number 9 Marauding Horde in the bipod. The bipod is my suggested bet on the day. I can't see him missing the first 2, but I do have time for this horse Atarimo, who, as you mentioned, I'll get the services of Ryan Munger. Atarimo ran second to Lamu Hall, who ran a lovely race on Saturday, and behind was Thunny Player, who I think is seriously progressive. I know that Presley franked his own form, and he looks like he's going the right way. Marauding Horde should step up with the extra distance, the extra 150 meters, with a 200-meter longer run-in. The fact that he dropped in and made that steady progress over the closing stages was encouraging. But there was also zero confidence about Marauding Horde first time out, despite the breeding, despite coming from a powerful yard, despite being the billionaire syndicate. Cabello Matsunyani gets on board again. There was still no real expectations on Marauding Horde. So what was in behind him, the likes of Mastership, disappointing winner, soon enough, Golden Pavilion, won at any price out of that form. There's a very strong case. Like I said, Marauding Horde is my bipod banker. If he misses the first 2, much like Almond C not winning race 1, I'll be very disappointed and very surprised. But as far as the winner's concerned from draw 1, this horse number 2, Atarime, just keeps me a little bit interested. I think the exacta will arrive, boxed exacta. If it pays 2 rand, it pays 2 rand. Let's move on.
Yeah, I think that could be the way to go. The changes I got for Jared Penny, and we wish him a speedy recovery, is race 9, Ryan Munger and Philesanem Kholi here on number 2, Atarimo. Place accumulator begins in race number 3, 1,600 meters, a maiden plate for fillies and mares. And at the time of recording, number 1 is at 6-1, number 4 at 8-1, number 8 at 7-2. There is money. Hollywoodbets anti-post, Alistair. Kissing Machine, 13 to 10 into 11 to 10, and then horse number 11 is at 7 to 1. Yeah, this was Francis Ethel. The comments were positive first time out. I actually think I did the show with you, and I did mention that they were expecting a forward run, not for her to win, but she would finish in the money. And although, the winner was well clear of the opposition, you had to like what you saw there, Alistair, if you watched that race.
Yeah, Mizzen Sail runs later on in the day. Behind Francis Ethel was Great Barrier, who's been a trifle disappointing. But Francis Ethel can only come on with that run. Obviously, I watched that race with Grant Knowles as well. We were working at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth, and he was satisfied with the run, pretty much, as you say, as they were expecting from this daughter of Rafif. I'm a bit uneasy about this race, Dees. I've got an 8 and 11 in my bar pot, so I think Darren Sammy will run the first two at least, or something will run the first two at least. But Kissing Machine, the debut run was obviously excellent behind Sukhumvit, and in the cold light of day, I'd rather run 3 1/4 lengths to Sukhumvit than 6 1/2 lengths to Mizzen Sail and 8 3/4 lengths to Forgiveness. But with that said, Kissing Machine's got an awkward draw, and again, there was zero confidence and zero talk for her first time out, and now all of a sudden there's a ton of talk as if she's going to win all 3 legs of the Wilkebos Drift Triple Tiara. So I'm just battling to wrap my head around that. So I'm taking a bit of a stab that the money horse is no good thing to run into the first two. The PA, she should be there. I think the 3 horses at the top of the boards and the 3 horses with form should run first, second, and third. It's just the order that I'm a little bit concerned about. I'll tell you what I like about Sad with Roses, other than draw 1, is I think she acquitted herself nicely enough last time. She got a little bit one pace at the end. She is a full sister to Perfect Witness, who's a 7-time winner. And I think Set with Roses is gradually going to get to a useful standard. So what I'm getting at is I make her the value in the race at a price of around 7 to 1. And from a good draw, whereas Francis Ethel's got a tough draw to overcome and Kissing Machine's got a tougher draw to overcome, Set with Roses might end up with the run of the race and things might just unfold naturally and better for her. So that's why I'm going to take a bit of a stab with her and say there's better value around her than the other 2 horses that do stand out in the race in what looks like a 3-cornered contest. I see this horse, The Work of Life, gets the services of Pierre Straden, but I think she's average. I don't think she's going to Hollywood. Phyllis Samaya, likewise, 15-start maiden with Bling on board. They're 2 horses that'll get their day in the sun, but I'm just not convinced they'll be able to turn over improving horses.
Let me just quote James Crawford here quickly, because I actually found the message that he sent, and he says she enjoyed her final sprint up this morning heading into a race on Tuesday. Very happy with her. There is one horse to beat. He doesn't give the name, but I'm almost certain he's referring to number 9, Kissing Machine. And with her progression, I think she'll run a big race on Tuesday. So there is some confidence coming through on the way she's progressed with number 8, Francis Ethel. The big one, the pick 6, will begin at 14:10. It's over 1,600 meters. And there's lots of form updates here, which we'll give to you, but keep an eye on scratchings. Eiffel Tower is trading at 5 to 2, ran second behind a horse that Alistair Cohen picked out called Just Nuisance. And then we got 8 to 1 shot number 3. Number 6, Ryan's Boulevard, ran 4th behind Presley, beaten 2.5 lengths. That's at 5 to 1. Then we got number 9, Where the Wizard, at 23 to 10, and number 11 is a scratching. Well done with that pick last week. Yeah, I know that you included 3 horses there, Bio Farmer, Eiffel Tower, but the best result does come through for you with Just Nuisance, and that was a good win.
Yeah, I can find them from time to time. And I'm going to rely on that form here, Dees, in the opening leg of the pick 6. I think these 2 3-year-olds are progressive. I know that Eiffel Tower's got 60 kilos and Where the Wizard receives 4.5. So that pushes me into the direction of number 9, Where the Wizard. He's a beautiful son of Rafif. He's been off for 59 days. A day later, that 59 break would have been 60 days since last race. It would have been in pink, and all of a sudden everyone would have said, well, he's coming off a rest. I don't believe a 60-day layoff is a rest. I think when you're pushing 80 days, that's a rest. But anyway, be that as it may, that's just my opinion. Good draw. 1,600 meters, the distance that he won over, beating Gamer. A very, very shallow piece of form, it must be said. From the debut run, these are the subsequent winners. Now, this is very interesting. Just Nuisance Hello.
Yeah.
Finished just in front of Weather Wizard in the first run. Weather Wizard, I'd assume, has improved out of that run. And Just Nuisance has beaten Eiffel Tower. Eiffel Tower's got 60 kilos and Weather Wizard's got 55 and a half. So that's got to lead me to believe that this horse, number 9, Weather Wizard, is going to be a hard horse to beat. Cabello Mazziniani takes around for Brett Crawford. The Crawford yard all over the country is fine. I mean, they had a quiet Saturday, but they've had a big January, big start to 2024. So I'm going to definitely lead with him, but I think number 1 Eiffel Tower is above average all the same. You summed it up perfectly. That was the first thing I was going to say when opening this race. Just check the scratchings in this race. I'm pretty sure Ryan's Boulevard won't run 4 days later. Godfather's already scratched. St. John Grey doesn't scratch easily, so maybe number 1 Eiffel Tower will get a chance to have another spin, therefore taking potential match fitness and using that advantage, because work in Joburg has been at a premium over the last 10 days or so, although it has cleared up since Friday, so maybe these horses have got their last important piece of work in. But while I'm saying all that, Eiffel Tower, very consistent, very progressive, definitely above average. He's on the boil, and he will make number 9 Weather Wizard think about it, but I think Weather Wizard will have his measure with the weight turnaround.
On to race number 5, Jackpot 1, 14.50, merit rated 68 handicap, which is an E division class. And the betting here, number 1, Inevitable, 7-1, number 2 at 6-1, 3 is a scratching. Number 4 is at 28-10, 5 at 6-1. Then we have number 9, Gimme the Flame at 28-10, and 10 Anything Champ at 7-1. This was the adjusted betting that I took down, Alistair, after the scratching of number 3, Nazray. And I think the big question is Jackpot 1 in a competitive field where we have 2 runners at the top of the boards, numbers 4 and 9. How many horses would you suggest to the guys in a bet like the pick 6?
Let's go through it. Inevitable 1, a weak maiden. No. I like a bit of number 2, JP 2000. He goes in. So 2, and then my bar pot numbers 4, fully automatic, 6, Thumbi. I like a bit of Thumbi here, coming off a layoff with Sereno Mudley on board. And number 9, Gimme the Flame, is also in, despite having run in Hollywoodbets Greyville last time. But in my experiences, having been associated with Candice Dawson, the first run back from Durban, I've said it before on the show, I don't know whether it's the sea air, I don't know whether it's the surroundings, but their first run back in Joburg, they actually run a big rate. They freshen up nicely, and they tend to run better races. And I don't know about number 10, Anytime Champ. I mean, surely there's a win coming soon, reaching for blinkers. So those are my numbers. That's more than half the field after the scratching, I'm afraid. So I know what you're going to default to, but yeah, this is the hardest race on the card. So 4 fully automatics. Deserves his place at the top of the boards. He's in rich form at the moment. He won his anti-penultimate start, looking like a totally different and improved horse. He backed that up, beating Warhawk Bomber again from start to finish. But he got a penalty for his last start, has the handicap. It just got the advantage over number 4, fully automatics. That's what niggles at me with him, but he'll be impossible to leave out because he's in the form of his life. I think Thumbi's going to run a huge race. Penultimate start to Silent War. Silent War's now rated 90-something, so that puts into perspective what this horse of soft falling rain could potentially, the level that he could potentially get to. Simply put, he's just run with better opposition than anyone else in this race has of late. And then number 9, Gimme the Flame, for the reason I've just given. First run back from Durban, despite a bit of an iffy draw, they can come out and run fresh and maintain that form that they showed in Durban. Seen it time and time again with all sorts of yards, and why not Heather Adamson as well, who of course won with Princess Kesh just a week ago. So bar pot 4, 6 and 9 for me. Pick 6. Am I going to put another Anytime Champion? Definitely number 2, JP 2000 with blinkers back on, and draw 1 from an inform yard. Anytime Champ I'll think about.
2, 4, 6 and 9, and the best result for you there will be the outsider that Alistair singled out, number 6, Thumbi. On to race number 6, 1450 meters of fillies and mares handicap. It's a C division class where we have an 18-10 favorite called My Lady Soul, and that's trained by Taron Zaki. Ryan Munger will get the chance on this daughter of Master of My Fate, and I must just add that DJ Jazzy D, always trying to promote the sport that he loves so dearly through his music, A good one has found him here. Number 1, My Lady Soul. Number 3, 8-1. Number 4, 7-2. Number 5, 9-2. 6 is at 5-1. We briefly touched on her form line last time out, Mizzen Sale earlier on. And then number 8 is at 8-1. There is a form update for 9, but was well back. 8th, beaten 15 lengths on the 29th of January. So I think place accumulator, many will look towards My Lady Soul, but how brave can you be to banker her if you want to do so, or is there backup that's needed with 1 or 2 runners?
These, my fingers and My Lady Soul, they are burning. They saw, I've sidestepped her because of top weights and just because I can't go back down the well. I was with Sheldon actually, the penultimate start, beyond bullish in the run to Lady Fallon because of 4 runs back in a sprint, how she caught my eye behind Nettleton. She absolutely took off. Another few strides she wins at. Then she ran to give me another who's now rated 190,000. So I thought, right, backing that up from feature race level, now down to a handicap in the right type of race, and Lady Fallon put it in her place. Lady Fallon's not bad. And then last time again, Beating Wings, who, got to be honest, is seriously progressive. But Beating Wings, again, My Lady Soul just never looked like she had a sniff with Beating Wings. So I don't know. I know she had a bad draw last time. Does she go in my pick 6? Absolutely, yes. But just hear me out. I've got numbers 4 and 6, Courageous and Mizzen Sale. Courageous has improved out of sight. She's turned the corner at work. Before she actually ran second to Vitblitz, and we all know what Vitblitz has come and done. Candice's report to the connections was she's completely turned the corner at work. She's going to win soon on the back of what was a bitter performance at Hollywoodbets Greyville. But there again shows that first run back from the coast can be a good one. And then second to Heart Peaks, where she didn't have a good draw. Heart Peaks had her measure at the weights and draw turnaround. But then she beat Mizzen Sale. Out of that form, Mizzen Sales won and won by 6.5 lengths. Khaki Boss came out and won. Life Lesson came out and won, being beaten 9 lengths. The 4th horse, Freedom Square, although won a weak race, has come out and won. So that form line's worked out very nicely. Now, ordinarily, and this is a bit of a heads up to punters, ordinarily I actually would have banked number 4, Courageous, because of the form that she's maintained at home and everything else. But a decision will be made on her running in the morning. Blood work wasn't quite 100% over the weekend. So, you don't want to run a horse that's going to start near the top of the boards and shortchange mainly the connections and the punters. So if Courageous runs, I'll take a chance and say she's going to run a big race, but if she doesn't, then number 1, My Lady Soul, replaces her. I've backed her up with number 6, Mizzen Sale. She is a basket case, for lack of a better word, but they may have just unlocked the potential with this Daughter of Erupt, the way that she beat Frances Ethel last time. If Frances Ethel runs a nice race earlier on in the day, which I think she will, then that will solidify the chances for number 6, Mizzen Sale.
Yeah, I must agree with that form line that you just read out. Although she's taken a bit of time to crack the maiden, when that form line is held up so strongly, Alistair could be on the mark that they may have found something with number 4, Courageous. So 4 and 6 and number 1, My Lady Soul. Well, there's 3 runners in a field of 10 that you could go with the pick 6. Race number 7, 1,450 meters. Now, there's some quality here. It's a Fillies and Mares 94 handicap. Number 1 at 7-2. Then we go on to horse number 9 at 33-10. We've got some shorties on this card, Alistair. Throughout the card, we've been chatting about the betting, and here's another one. At 11-10, horse number 9. Is that the right price for this individual?
I'm stuck on which of the Tony Peter horses is the right one. Judging by the market and jockey arrangements, I'd say yes, it is number 9, Vic's Princess. But to answer your question, is it the right price? I don't think I could take she'll probably shorten knowing the yard as well. She'll probably shorten to odds on come race time. Yeah, like I said, I think it's a Tony Peter show. They've both got light weights. They're both young 3-year-olds that are progressing. Tony's done a great job with Runway Bomb because she's not bred to get this trip. Schiffer was an out-and-out sprinter trained by Dennis Dreyer. She got draw 1, but she stepped up to 14.50, ran second to Cape Lights, and again last time beating Cape Lights, turning that form around, which she was entitled to do, strictly at the weights. And then number 9, Vic's Princess. Won a very good race from Willow Express, but the reason why I'm not convinced 11-10 is the right price. Willow Express, when is he going to win? I've been for him. countless times. He sticks out like a sore thumb with the rating drop, with what he's achieved over the right distance, everything else that's in his favor, but he's just battling to get his head in front. And I think this is going to be a big and sufficient test for number 9, Vix Princess. She could very well be up to it. She probably is up to it, but 11 to 10 just makes me wonder, because I think What a Honey's not a bad filly. I think River Quarares is not a bad filly. I'm waiting for In the Beginning to turn the corner. Strange Magic, very hard to give confidence on her. Her work is up and down. When her work's down, she seems to run well. When her work's up, she seems to run badly. So who knows what's going to happen with number 5, Strange Magic, just a comeback run she's likely to need. So yeah, I think Tony Peters has every chance of winning it. And as far as the bar pot is concerned, I'll be shocked if one of them don't make the top 2. But I do have respect for numbers 1 and 2 here.
1 and 2, respect. 8 and 9, can't split them. But I'm going to answer one of your questions. And I wouldn't be doing the show with you. Would I be doing the show? No, I wouldn't be doing the show with you. It's on Thursday. That's when Willow Express is going to win. Thursday, I think she's got Sasibo up claiming, and she's got a big weight, but she's got Sasibo up claiming. I haven't gone for Willow Express before, but I'm going to give you one in advance. Willow Express wins on Thursday, Alistair.
I'm looking at this race now. It's one of those apprentice handicaps. Yeah. MR74, Sasibo -1.5. Hackus Crackus won at any price last time. Sage King, I'll have a closer look before I open that card, Dees. But now that, well, I have opened the card, but now that you've pushed me into that direction and I see these apprentice handicaps and the youngsters, my mind puzzles when I see those races. Oh.
And that's why I've gone for it. Her best chance to win in something that's unknown. Race number 8, 1,000 meters. This is a middle stakes. And how are they betting here? Number 1 at 6 to 1. Number 2 at 8 to 1. Number 3 at 4 to 1. 4 at 7 to 1. iStar, here's another one that separates itself from the field when it comes to the betting on this card. Number 6, iStar at 18 to 10. And then it is double figures the balance. Yeah, few runners have been chatting about the betting, just distancing themselves from the balance of the field. iStar is one of them at 18 to 10. And Alistair will have to make a decision on the equipment change if he's happy with that. Are you?
Well, we had this discussion 10 days ago, and I can't quite work it out. It's either going to work a charm, and iStar is going to grow an extra leg, and and then you've got to work out if there is any improvement to come. How much more of a 99 is she going to be? Is she going to get to if she wins this, she'll be rated 100 plus. That I can accept. But if blinkers are going to work, then she's going to have to be 110 type of filly. Is she up to that level? I'm not convinced yet. So therefore, with the yard and the rider and the form that they are in now, the form of their lives, I respect her chances a lot. But what about the other filly? Straight out of a maiden, number 10, Winterpath, with 50 kilos on her back. She beat Enchanting Lady, who came out and ran a place out of that race, and I'm not convinced it was the strongest piece of form, but I think she'll be dangerous enough for number 10, Winterpath. And I think it's also open to potentially these other horses. Gavin Larena rides number 2, Karangatang, which I'm surprised about, because I think Moonshining Through's got a better chance, having run to the likes of Dice last time. I know that Moonshining Through was weighted to go well and ran well enough to Dice, but and winning hasn't come in a while for Moonshining Through, and she's quirky. She can do absolutely anything, but she too's got blinkers on, and if she's able to settle with blinkers on and keep a lid on it, she could also completely boil over. But I think the blinkers might work with her. D's number 3, Moonshining Through. So a very, very complex race. Bard of Avon also back to 1,000 meters. Very interesting. He was a very good 2-year-old, was Bard of Avon. He's been off for a while, so it looks more of a starting point than a day where we can press number 1, Bard of Avon, but he bears watching as well. It shouldn't be a complicated race. It is a complicated race. The structure of the race does point towards the fillies. The best weighted column does point towards the fillies. The totally unexposed number 10, Winterpath, I think that her rating might just trick you. I think a better field might up her game. Whether she wins or not, I don't know. But I'll have her running in my quartet and in my pick 6 as well. So to answer your next question, which I know is going to be what are the pick 6 numbers? 3, 6, 10. 3, 6, 10. And with the bankers early on, do we need another one? I'm happy with that.
Well, you've helped reduce the perm big time there, Alistair, because you have just singled out one runner from the stable of Van Vieren, which is number 6, and that's a big help between numbers 2, 3, 4, and 5, because I was pretty much confused on what I was going to do with those runners, and I must admit, and I haven't been getting this combination of Lorena and Van Vieren right of late. Race number 9, 1,000 meters, fillies and mares, 74 handicap. How are they betting here? Well, there's the combination: Nettleton, Van Vieren, and Lorena. They at 3 to 1. Then we go on to number 4 at 4 to 1, number 5 at 4 to 1, 6 at 5 to 1, and it's double figures the balance. I did mention that Manga Ryan is his name. It will partner number 11. There is a form update on horse number 8 that finished 7th, 5 lengths behind Vaal Park. Form update on number 5 as well, Alistair, War Queen. This is 4th, 2 lengths behind Vaal Park. So those two runners coming from the same form line. Did I miss out anything else? No, I haven't. So you've managed to save us some cash on our spend in the previous race. We've survived that leg with the 3 runners that you've given. Now we're into the last leg of that pick 6. Can we be confident with the rule, or do we need to go wide here?
I'm quite confident with the rule, actually, Dees. I've gone 4.5 horses. The half the horse is War Queen if she runs. I'm not convinced she'll run, but if she runs, she needs to go in. But the 4 horses are 1 Nettleton, who's just turned the corner. Blinkers go on. Blinker's going to work. I don't know. I actually have the initial instinct that they will, because she hangs. She can hang, and she's a fighter, so they might just help her run in a straight line. That could add a little bit of impetus to the daughter of Water Winter. 3 Wings of Nike. How many times have I been for this daughter of Vaal? I'm going to go down the well with her again, only because she ran 9 lengths to Troppo Veloce, and Troppo Veloce is now a listed winner. And even though she received a lot of weight from Troppo Veloce last time, her ratings come down ever so slightly. And plus, I would tell you that there are a lot of better horses than Wings of Nike who ran more than 9 lengths behind Troppo Veloce on Saturday. So that's just my twisted logic. 4, Midnight Fusion. Look who has a share in Midnight Fusion. Look who's riding Midnight Fusion. Man's going to be riding for his life. Going to be absolutely riding for his life, especially in a big week ahead for Striker, 57-year-old Pierre Stratum. Wouldn't say he's never ridden better, because you'll probably say that he has 10, 15, 20 years ago, but he's still got it. And the other horse for me is number 11, In the Ether. Even though she doesn't win too often and she's banging at the door, she might be frustrating for those who are having a bet on her to win. She's doing me a few favors. She's running nicely. Ryan Munger takes the ride. Maroon's Yard is going along nicely. I think this daughter of Announce will run well. Can I have a win bet on her? No, but I think she'll be in the first 4 again.
Okay, that's how we end things off. Let's go to Alistair Cohen's suggested bet, which will come up on screen now. And Alistair, you mentioned it was a bar pot.
It's a bipod indeed, which begins at 1 o'clock in race number 2. So it's banker number 9, Marauding Horde. By 8 and 11, that's Francis Ethel and Say It With Roses. By 1 and 9, Eiffel Tower and Weather Wizard. Then in race 5, which I think is the hardest leg of the bipod, hardest leg of the pick 6, 4 fully automatics. Thambi number 6 and number 9, Gimme the Flame. Then in race 6, the penultimate leg of the bipod, 4 and 6, Courageous and Miss and Sail. And final leg, the Peter pair of Runway Bomb and Vic's Princess.
Well, that is it, Alistair Cohen's bipod. Alistair, there's so much happening in the world these days when it comes to our beloved sport. All around the globe, everything's going on. We got our Cape Town World Sports Betting Cape Town Met to look forward to as well. But in just this weekend, I couldn't keep up with what was happening with the sport. But I must just say well done to that kid Dunlop. Wow, for an amateur to win on the PGA Tour, that is absolutely brilliant. I just read some stats early this morning on when last it was done, how many players have done it. The last player was Phil Mickelson, by the way, in 91. But when it comes to another highlight, Hulle weet nie wat ons weet nie, Ellie.
How great was that? Drickus du Plessis. I think the whole... When are South Africans as a collective waking up at 5 in the morning on a Sunday and no less to watch UFC? Brilliant. And I don't know if he's coming to the World Sports Betting Cape Town Met, but he was there last year. So if he does come, that would be epic. Brilliant Drickus du Plessis. Obviously, that rivalry, which was not born in the previous UFC, where they got into a scuffle, behind the scenes or in the crowd and all that. So it was a lovely build up to it, and he talked the talk, he walked the walk, the Drickus. Going back to Dunlap beating Christian Bezuidenhout, who ran second. That was a strong field, by the way. But Justin Thomas, Patrick Cadley, some good golfers who ran in behind, but taking nothing away from the amateur. I was in Paarl on Sunday to watch the SA20 between MI Cape Town and the Paarl Royals. First time I ever went to that stadium in Paarl. Beautiful, beautiful surroundings, but it was an absolute oven. I feel like I've lost 10 kilos. What else happened? All the racing. There were 20 races on Saturday, 9 on Sunday at Hollywoodbets Scottsville. Looked pretty warm in Maritzburg, as it can get in January. It just doesn't stop. I can rattle them off. The Sharks and the knockouts of the URC. Don't forget my roots, still Durban boy, born and bred. My parents are still there. Quiet football weekend, but if I keep on going, then they'll never get started with racing. So thank you, Dees.
Yeah. No, we just had I'm trying to think of this kid's name, because, and I'm also following the SA under 19s, the World Cup. I'm trying to get his name. Maybe your memory is excellent. Is it? How do you know it? This kid, can he bowl or not, brother?
So I heard about him a year or so ago, that he's at the same school that Kagiso Rabada went to, and the coaches at St. Stithian say Rabada was a prodigy, this kid could be better. And from there I found a couple of videos of him online. His left arm, he's fast,
Whoa.
he can bowl Yorkers. Make him a Protea now. Get him in there.
Promise you, he just tore apart the West Indians. Tore them apart. I couldn't believe what I was watching. That kid is special. Alistair's got the intuition, because I think he views the game just the way I do. Ali, thanks for your time, brother.
Thanks, Dees. We'll chat again in the week.
Okay, to all you racing fans, hope you have a blast. Find all the winners. Turns out to be a nice, profitable day for you on this 23rd, Tuesday at the Vaal Classic. From the Gallop TV team, Alistair Cohen, myself, Dees Dynan. Until we meet again, you take care. Salani Gashle.